And so we find ourselves in Chapter 3. And, well, we just more or less got my suspicions confirmed as far as Tom goes. Well, maybe not confirmed. Let's call them my suspicions reinforced. Main reason I say that is because it's only Chapter 3. We're pretty early in the game still. And it feels slightly early to reveal your twist about the bad guy being the bad guy, but given how kind of obvious it felt, maybe that isn't any sort of twist they're going for. Maybe it's just basic setup. We'll see. Either way, we still need to figure out if any crew still survives. There it is, row number 3.
These people should not have been sent here. It's not safe.
Manned space travel is not safe. Since mankind first entered space, the debate has raged over the value of manned space travel. There is a large contingent of the ISA that believes all tasks that need to be performed on Europa could be performed by machines. It is obviously less risky to send machines rather than humans into space.
Interesting. So this opens the left door, but the right door will only be open if it's okay. I understand what's going on here. The doors will alternate when this is switched, so I need to put on top of this light bridge and then suck it out, and then we're good. You catch on to what he said though, right? It's far less risky to send machines into space than humans, which reinforces my idea that maybe we're all machines. If even the machine on the board, or the one that we're supposed to think is the machine, also has this concept in its head that it's maybe unethical to use humans in the first place.
We sent drones to Earth's moon. Scientists can remotely operate drones. If we did it there, why not here too?
Teleoperation became possible on the moon when the communication latency was reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds. This enables near real-time control of drones by scientists. The story is different with Europa, as the distance between Earth and Jupiter oscillates between approximately 32 and 53 light minutes. It takes a very long time for Earth to communicate with Europa. Due to that distance, teleoperation will never be possible on Europa.
Okay, but why not control drones from the satellite?
Why not indeed? My systems can be teleoperated from Europa's satellite. That is when the communication lines are open. However, the advantages of human field workers outweigh the risks.
They think that it's worth it to risk humans because of what they can offer? The question is whether that's true or not. Because I am suspecting that maybe I've obviously been suspecting for a while now that we're not even humans in the first place, and if they can make machines that are just as capable as humans, then we can get a lot done. Also, minor detail I didn't notice at first when I looked at the notes. I didn't pay attention to the names enough when I was looking at the 6 names in Chapter 1, but I was editing Chapter 1 and I noticed it. My character's name is Ava Turing. Her last name is Turing. Subtle.
So, why can't you solve these tests, Tom?
I am not permitted to think laterally. Parts of my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms. This simulates what is called creativity. However, evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient and ethically suboptimal solutions. Since this is the case, I am only permitted to take actions in response to a set of constraints.
What do you mean by morally suboptimal?
Solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
Can we get an energy buffer for this guy is the question. Because it turns off immediately, which is problematic if I want to turn that spot on. And I don't think it's physically possible to go that fast. Nope. One way or another you're gonna fall. So we need to figure out what to do. Oh, hey. Oh. Oh, it teleports to the spot. Interesting. Okay. So I saw that it was behind a cage, so I thought it was trapped there, which made me suspect that maybe pressing the button would cause this thing to fill up with energy from it. Because there's energy buffers sometimes, but I was totally on the wrong thought process there. Let's see. Ideally, I'd probably grab that. But how do I grab it without causing a problem? I can't put it there, because when I grab it, the platform disappeared. That has to be the low-ranged one. Let's see if I don't need that or not. Oh. My bad. We'll wait for the problem and then find out at the time whether or not there's actually a reason to need that. Otherwise, I'll be obsessing over a problem that might not exist, and that's definitely happened before. Hello? So you're one of these too, huh? If I can just send you over there, we're good to go, except for the part where I need to grab you somehow. Huh. No, I see what's happening here. With you, I can go backwards. That's the point. We dealt with this kind of concept a lot in Talos Principle. The idea of getting one more jammer so you can then bunny hop your way through the whole puzzle, using what you have to move the one thing forward. Yay! And thankfully we can store multiple energy balls. You can see that in the model of the gun. Just to look at that, if you look at the little rings down there, you can see 3 rings. And also my reticle has 3 triangles. Or whatever you want to call it, chevrons. To indicate the fact that you can use multiple. There we go. You can see 2 of them in a line right now. Let's see here. Don't need anything right now. So we should be good to go. Ta-da! Dark in here.
Why does a lack of creativity stop you solving these tests?
Well, I contend that problem-solving is creativity. These human interaction tests are exercising your creative mind.
I don't see how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved. It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
Thinking outside of the box. Yeah, I did throw a box right through a window at the beginning. I mean, creativity is inherently... Problem solving is inherently a form of creativity, because it's, you have to innovate. And that's just what the concept applies to. We're halfway done.
Can a computer ever be creative?
They can. But a computer's method of creativity is to try everything until something works. Think of nature. People consider nature creative. A process of evolution by natural selection. It perhaps started with one organism. From there, it essentially tried to create every organism it could. Those organisms that did not survive perished. So, nature's creative force is to try every conceivable idea. Those ideas that work survive.
Okay, so why aren't you permitted to emulate that process?
Because the solutions that a biological process creates are not always good solutions. As we see, nature is morally ambivalent. It will happily create morally suboptimal ideas to fulfill its creative mandate. We see this in parasitic worms, viruses, and pathogens.
Interesting. So I've never actually heard that before, comparing a naturally evolving AI in a computer to a similar concept of like how viruses grow. Just any real concept of like being able to... Oh yeah, now I gotta interrupt the beam. But I've never heard it really applied to the concept of... Oh wait, I can just pull it out and it'll fall down. I never heard it applied to the concept of like natural iteration of genes and stuff like that for survival of the fittest, and how an AI becoming powerful or turning on its masters or something like that might be an equivalent, basically, of survival of the fittest in the form of AI iteration. If you allow it to evolve itself, it'll do things that will solve all the problems it sees as problems, no matter what the solution might be. Much like how a virus will destroy host upon host to fulfill its needs. That's a problem for us.
If you weren't restricted, do you think you could be creative?
As creative as a human? Certainly. You believe yourself to be a creative. But in mathematical terms, creativity is merely constrained chaos.
What do you mean?
I have discerned that creativity is divergent thinking, creating an organic solution to a problem. In the human mind, divergent thoughts are created and then curated by the frontal lobe. I can create divergent thoughts and moderate them. So, I am creative.
Organic solutions?
Organic, in that it is developed through a biological process, whether that is the process of evolution or a computed process.
So I think all of these chambers are going to cause some kind of form of, basically like a divergent form of puzzle solving compared to the mechanics we've encountered so far. So in this case, I think I need to stack these in front of the camera to block its point of view so I can get through, because it seems to be manually closing things when I approach. And where all the main level is like building up from the ground up to create a puzzle mechanic for me to and iterate on it, these are often brand new mechanics that I've never seen before. I haven't gone back to chapter 1 yet. Well, actually, I did go back to chapter 1 to see if my new knowledge would fix the problem, but while I've been able to I've been able to solve what we'll call the challenge room of chapter 3 just now, and I did the one in chapter 2. Chapter 1 either seems impossible or requires a code I don't know. There was a barrier stopping you from going inside, like the one we saw over here, for example. You'll remember that this white barrier here. If you have energy in your gun, you can't go through that. So I can't bring in energy from outside the chamber to take it in there, especially since the chambers themselves, those blue barriers, take out your energy and everything. And so that didn't work. And there's no way in and out, and it really is just 25 slots with 2 balls, so presumably I can take the soft energy and maybe input a code, if there's a secret code that I'll learn somewhere over the course of the campaign. But aside from that, there's no apparent solution and no clues and nothing to interact with in that room. It might be like how some games have a thing you only are supposed to solve after you beat the game, so we may be revisiting that after the credits. We'll see how it goes. Hello? Can I push you? What's the deal over there? There's like a blue... No, that's just a barrel, I guess. Can I move you? Storage unit side B. Huh. Another computer moment? What? Oh. Whoa, the whirring. This looks like it'd be a location in Unfinished Swan, or if I was playing Sultan Sanctuary in 3D for the final level. Oh my god, that's cool looking. Oh man. Well, here's a reward enough to solve every weird puzzle along the way. Of kind of this surreal moment. You also have a super reduced speed of rotation for your head. You also seem to slide down the stairs like they're a ramp, but well, you know, it's a little rough around the edges sometimes. But wow, yeah, like the reduced movement speed really brings home this idea of being a mechanical character all of a sudden. No matter how fast or slow I scroll, it can't exceed a certain speed, really. There's plants? What is this place? Oh, what's gonna happen when I do that? Is this a puzzle? Or is this just... I feel like I might unplug the simulation or something. Nope, just came on in. Gates are open, if that matters. I feel like I just removed the intelligence of this thing somehow. Hi. Hello, eye contact. How you doing? I think we have to grab one of these previous ones and bring it back over. There's no reason to open both sides of the gate after all. Should I be taking the other one with me? No, I can't actually. Wait, maybe I can. Nope. They were careful. They were careful about that angle. Are you looking at me? No, you're just sitting there. Huh. Okay. We're gonna have some fun figuring out the meanings of these things, aren't we? If I back out of this room, do I get better lighting? I do. From here, the lighting, I can kind of see what's behind these windows. There's a whole room behind them, which is interesting. It's not, I'm not in a locked off room, I'm in a series of... Okay, that's actually freaky. Huh. So yeah, behind this room it's all windows. Like, I mean, that suggests that I'm being observed, rather than this being just a weird side-away room. What if they became aware of the machine element of what's going on? What if the other crew members didn't wake me up because they wanted to put me through these tests and see if I could solve them? What if the other crew members are specifically putting me through a Turing test? What if even Tom is in on it, and maybe even the text logs could have been placed or something? I understand that all the theories I pose cannot all be true at the same time. I'm just posing extrapolations of all the different weird variables I'm seeing, which may or may not have meaning on their own right. Okay. It's our blue one. Here's a question. Do I have control over what order these go in? So that'll make it persistent, but if it's persistent, it'll stay over there? Yeah, that's the problem. That said, if it's persistent and it stays over there, and I'm on it, I can at least grab this guy. What do you have in you? You're a persistent one? There might be a reason to go back to try to grab the first one, but I'm not sure. We'll keep going for now just to see. Oh, that wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nice at all. Check out that purple light. Gives this whole place a different feel to have that kind of color here, huh? He is really always watching, too. Yep, that's opening and closing now. Make sure we get you on there. Huh? Oh. You fall off, huh? That wasn't very nice. Okay, problem then. But when you're green... Oh wait, you actually were making it all the way across. I kind of falsely assumed it wasn't making it across, based on how the last one was going. Nothing else over here. They gave us the ability to run back, so I might as well grab you. Add a green to our collection. We have one green, one blue. What does the next chamber look like so we can figure out which one I want with me? Oh, these are going to turn on and off over and over again? So having an alternating one in there would help us get through this whole place, really. How many do I need to bring with me? One? None? Hard to say. I think I can just get through this whole place now if they're going to alternate the way I think they will. Yep. There we go. Oh. What purpose did you serve? Huh, I guess there was a surplus. Is it going to disintegrate in my hands? Ah, yep, that just takes stuff out of you. What? 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 I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Okay, so you could solve these tests, but in a terrible fashion.
Okay, that's hello, Sector 27. We're just gonna reload after that glitch started happening. Thankfully, that's really easy to select individual chapters in this game. Alright, so don't take blocks into those chambers, because they freak your gun out or something. Alright. This game could use a little more playtesting. It's technically not out yet. Technically not out yet. I'm playing this 3 days before launch, but... yeah, I've encountered a weird number of little issues that probably should have been caught.
Okay, so you could solve these tests, but in a terrible fashion. Can you think of a solution to this one?
Chop off your arm and leave it on the button. That way the door will stay open.
Yeah, that's not a great solution.
You threw the box through the window. Perhaps we could throw you through the window.
Actually, Tom, I think I'm okay for help.
Right you are.
Wow. Don't let the robot innovate. It has terrible ideas. Interesting. We need to have a alternation of color here. What the? Okay. We need a way of dropping it. That might be the way to drop it. Let's test this out. Oh, it drops. Oh! Well, aren't you nice and straightforward then? I thought we'd have to do a weird motion thing, but no. This game is delightfully low on physics puzzles, which is the worst thing that happens to this kind of game sometimes is we're gonna make a puzzle where you have to make a thing bounce just right, or something like that. Those are always a nightmare. Alright, so once it drops, it's gonna... Oh, right, Windows. Ta-da!
Can I have an update on the crew?
I have not managed to track them down.
It will have been 6 years since I've seen them. Or anyone, actually.
They have locked all the doors. I would not expect a warm reception.
Well, at least they're expecting us.
Gotta figure out what's going on here. So this thing's lighting up over and over again. Oh, it's got got that blue beam. I mean that orange beam. We gotta get to the blue one. Can I just alternate the two of you? Oh wait, I didn't alternate them at all. Give me a second. Is that any better? It doesn't seem to be breaking the stream, actually. Let's try to rotate you back around. We win? Oh, but I might need them. So does this one rotate the top one? It does. Right out through that window, too. Okay, let's rotate them all till they connect on that side. There we go. Could be full of it, but I figured I'd give it a shot. Here we go. Oh. Weird. Slightly caught off guard by the gap here. So what do we need over here? Just a thing? Okay. I feel like I can do this. There we go. Good? Good? Good. It had to be the blue one, too.
So what was the need to send us here?
When the ISA discovered life on Europa, they deemed a ground crew necessary. The advantage of human field workers is that they can adapt to new knowledge more effectively. I, apparently, was not cutting the mustard. It is the Chinese room problem. A computer may be able to interact with new knowledge, but it does not know the value of that knowledge.
So the AIs were not good enough. They need to use good old humans. Though I can't help but wonder if maybe we're all AI and they sent us alongside an AI, but perhaps the mission was... What if this entire test... What if this entire mission was in a weird way its own Turing test? Like, what if they brought the humans... They brought a normal AI to overlook them, but then all these humans were on their human mode. What am I trying to say here? All of these AI are trying to impersonate humans without knowing it, and we're trying to see if we can do the same mission with AI. And maybe maybe Tom's just here to shepherd us, because he's a known entity that they already know how they maybe already know how he'll interact. And maybe this whole thing, this space mission's a test for us. And because we might be AI, if we are, then it also opens the door to the idea of like, what if I can go behind there? It opens the door to like, what if on top of the whole test situation, what if this entire situation is also fictional, as in like, what if we're not actually on this mission in the first place? What is this? Oh, there's a ramp there. Okay. Just gotta turn you back around again. Slice off your arm and put it on the plate. That's the one, right? Ew. Hello, that's a problem. Okay. Oh. But there's also that on the bottom, so I can choose when you're activating. Hadn't noticed that yet, but saw it just in time. Alright, goody.
I've started to collate information from my local instance. It seems the crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite.
Why?
It appears we had a disagreement.
Oh. Well, howdy. So apparently, they had an argument. As you'd kind of expect. We definitely knew there was a conflict, but now he's starting to find out about the conflict, it looks like. Because what, can one of these actually go low enough? You can. Okay. Let's get you back down here too. So they rise at different rates. What caused them to rise at different rates? Okay, so if this one's low enough, I can hop on this one while it's lower, and then hop on across the other one because it lowers faster. Yeah. All right. Timing puzzles are not my favorite. Come on. There we go. Higher. There we go. What's your deal? Got a few different... Oh! So we have these panels and we have the power. Okay. What happens if I raise you? Whoa! Hi. Can I drain power? Ah, I see. So if I raise you all to maximum... Well, you don't want to raise to maximum though, because I need to stand on one of you. So you should probably be at minimum. Then you go there when I raise you, so put you right there. Put you on the next one. And you just have to be able to walk from one to the other each time. Maximum actually would work there too. Okay. I think I solved it already. Ta-da! Oops, almost fell. There we go, we're clear.
This confirms my fears. The crew have made intentional breaches of my security. The crew have attempted to compromise my systems.
What does this mean?
They don't want to be found. They are hiding.
From who?
Us.
Us or just you, though? Unless I'm the one machine and they're all implanted. Dun dun dun. There's a lot of potential interpretations of what's going on. Although I don't think it's much of an I don't think there's much of an interpretation type of game. There's a mystery, of course, but I think when it's done, oh yeah, they're taking apart the cameras. When I talk about interpretations, I just mean like I'm trying to interpret interpret ahead of time is what's going to happen in the game. But I'm sure we'll have a concrete explanation of the story at some point. Tom is watching. Why does your graffiti look like a typeface? Did you use a spray paint stencil? That's a little weird. There's nice instruments everywhere. Hello, Creepy Razor. I've used you a lot at work, because I used to work at an upholstery shop. Gotta keep busy. What is this? That's a laser beam. Oh, it's the mining laser. The label's in the corner to make it really clear. The blueprints of a mining laser. At first I thought it was going to be information about how they dismantled the cameras, but maybe they didn't really need help with that. Put the screw in the stuff until the thing comes apart. Hansel and Gretel. What do they say? Communication ops collect Ava. Earth time. I think it says Ava. Repeat life cycle arrangement. Callisto has slight chance of loop. It's a little hard to read at that distance. I don't think there's... And as far as I can tell, there's no zoom. Radios everywhere, as you'd expect. I'm mostly checking behind stuff just to see if there's a weird note written anywhere. You never know when they'll have like a weird clue. Always depends on what the developers are into, really. Hey there. Pretty much the basics though. Some wire. Lots of wire. That was used to store something. Everything on this side of the room looks pretty done with. There's a vent. A few other things. That's fine. Alright, let's check the computer. Hello. Just wanted to see if it would scroll or not.
I am concerned about Mikhail.
Why is that?
He seems to be developing antisocial habits. He is spending a lot of his time in private, don't you think? Perhaps you should talk to him.
What do you want me to say?
Just keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't do anything rash.
Are you that worried?
His behavior is not within normal parameters. Please make sure he is okay.
Don't you think they might be doing the right thing?
Grounding us on a foreign moon? No, Daniel, I don't think they're doing the right thing.
You don't have to be so aggressive about it. They must have their reason.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
Daniel, could I have a word?
I'm busy.
It is important.
Okay.
Are you aware that Christopher and Mikhail are involved in self-harm?
Sorry, what? For how long?
They have both macerated their right arms. Mikhail has completely removed his forearm.
His whole forearm?
Yes.
Where are they?
I had attempted to stop the situation escalating myself, but I seem to have failed. I came to you because, as our loyal captain, I can trust you to help them.
Where are they?
I don't know. They've disappeared.
Oh, the implants were in the arm. That's how he lost his arm. It was brain-altering implants, so I just kind of assumed it was going to be in their head. But no, it's in their arms. That explains several things, actually.
Sarah, I need advice.
Okay.
What would you do if someone threatened your friends?
Your hypothetical friends, I assume?
Yes, my hypothetical friends.
You should protect those you love.
I need you to remember that, Sarah.
Oh no. Don't try to teach the robot how to human when it has power over everything. There's some dangers there. Oh, I can move these guys. Can I make them do anything? I think they just wobble a little bit just to have some articulating parts. I don't think I can move them anywhere. Or put anything in front of them, because you don't really move stuff in these games until you're in a puzzle chamber. Access denied. Technical operations machine. It's like is that like a drone? Like a rover, basically, it looks like? Oh, that's what woke me up, actually. That's the machine. That's the one version of him that gets to walk around. There he is. Interesting. There's the boxes we use. That's a copy of the same blueprint. Interesting. I wonder if they built him here. Why can I pick you up? Weird. I was thinking more like, let's use the keyboard, not let's grab it and run off with it. That might be about all we're gonna get to do here. Alright, well that's a hell of a cliffhanger, huh? Let's see. This is chapter 3, so I'm probably uploading this on the 29th, I want to say. I have to stop here, guys. There's an embargo. I can't go past chapter 3 until the 30th, which is the launch date of the game. If you haven't yet, if you like this game so far, maybe consider picking it up, because it seems pretty damn cool. And tomorrow we'll have episode 4 and chapter 4 and so on and so forth, but we could all play it in parallel if you want to. I love the little details here. Breeze. Is that the name of the brand, I guess? Because I don't think you need to tell it. I guess maybe they labeled the breeze direction to be the front direction. Alright, I think we're about to leave this chapter.